Welcome to the first episode of the Plane of Catania. Need to push quickly forward, I believe. Apparently, we need to rupture their lines. Straightforward and bloody work. It doesn't look to be actually so much so, though, but we'll find out more shortly. So our principal aim is to secure the main centers that control movement, which is there, and there, and there. Okay, so there's a very important airport right there. We have some other items on our agenda. Lemon Bridge. Alright, I have some Canadians in the house here. Would like to be some bonus objectives there as well. Commendation point, an auxiliary unit, and a commendation point. So no more heroes. There's a lot of Panzer grenadiers up here, and I have these bridgehead positions. And we'll, essentially advance everywhere. Fox, not a battering ram. With our heroes, that we found out at the end of the last episode, I'm not sure that you have to move much of anything. I'm going to delete some of them. Just straight up, just delete them. We got two more first strike heroes. And that, I showed this mix. I took a picture of it here and showed it to Gemini and asked it for the odds of this happening. It said it was 4 standard deviations off the norm. It's just almost literally impossible. So I was thinking of making a bargain with myself and making for better viewing entertainment relative to stress levels. We'll get rid of this guy, the legendary, with 50 prestige per. We'll lose one of these first strikes. And we'll lose the shock tactics that we got random, or not exactly randomly, but at the start of this English campaign. And then I will summon forth a field repairs hero to lower my stress level relative to utilizing captured artillery. So we won't be able to shock our units, doubly 2 units, I see, in any given turn, but we will be able to utilize a captured artillery or whatever sort of random other unit that we want to place. In fact, there's a flame tank that came up. I was looking at this in between episodes. We have a new crocodile flame tank with quite a decent ground defense, a half-decent heart attack, and a nice soft that ignores entrenchment. Could plop that field repairs on that, wander about and flame infantry and others. The problem is it doesn't really move very far, and our army tends to move very far very quickly because of aggressive deployment and our transports. To make a longer story short, I'm reasonably happy with this artillery piece here. This one, the range 2, really not so much so. We happen to have some 15 centimeters about. It can upgrade to that, and we'll place that field repairs hero here so we don't run out of stock in the middle of a scenario. That should make for a more standardized playthrough relative to the first strike shock tactics and whatever overpowered, other overpowered 4 standard deviation off the norm heroes that I deleted. That doesn't really even begin to speak to the ones that came with the. I mean, this hero here is potent. This one is potent as well, and this hero here is quite potent as well. But this is more, not exactly manageable, but playable. The previous iteration was more manageable, surely, but I'm pretty sure it would just be. I may as well just watch an episode of my favorite sci-fi film or whatnot and carry on. Okay, so with that having been said, let's go ahead here and repair and see what we can do. We have these units here. This commando unit we got for free. I was thinking it doesn't have ignores entrenchment now. It has these characteristics from that hero, but what does it have without the hero? It has camouflage, which is nice, but right, why do I care about camouflage? I couldn't really say. Do we have any sort of air transport? No. So you have, I believe it's a paratrooper, right? No, but just has camouflage, which, yeah, maybe the enemy could run into it and you could sort of elicit mistakes, but last scenario, inexplicably, if you watched it, there was my this commando unit, which was camouflaged and not adjacent to any other unit, was attacked by enemy artillery. I couldn't really figure out why or how it was sighted. There were no enemy recon cars. There were no enemy recon planes, so far as I could tell. It was next to a fortification, which may act like a bunker. It's been my experience that bunkers have the same sort of reconnaissance ability as recon cars, only the bunkers can see out 4 hexes. So they are to be destroyed before any camouflage moves in, unless you feel like taking some damage. With that having been said, let's put the 0 slot low profile on our Pioneer here, and we will place the other first strike onto what? We'll place it on this engineer, but I was thinking maybe it could be better on this Hurricane, like so, and then we could overstrength that Hurricane like the other and get a bunch of experience, and we wouldn't necessarily have to have any sort of fighter escort for either of these. First strike Hurricanes, right? Just single. This one has fast rebase as well, so we'll paint it standard yellow, and then this one does not have any hero, so it needs an escort. So we can plop the shock tactics either here or here. We'll leave it here, as this one will not be needed for support, whereas the 15 centimeter will probably utilize for support and or fire. Quite a few slots available. Maybe we should run that commando unit. Not sold on, again, on the utility of these commandos. Hard attack of 5, soft attack 11. It's sort of like a blue infantry from the Spanish Civil War campaign. They do all right, but no rapid fire, and this hard target is a problem. It's 5. If we were to upgrade to an engineer, 12 is better. Yeah. Ignores entrenchment. Minesweeper, bunker killer, entrenchment support. So we could put an engineer with a lorry, upgrade that commando like so, bring it out. And then as we have a free 0-slot hero, we could overstrength. What's that? You can't have a... You can have a Bren carrier because you already do. We have a single slot for our core. We have a bunch of auxiliaries. This unit I tend to send around with infantry that are not adjacent to our armored units, of which there are only 2. So this thing tends to be quite useful relative to the strategic or tactical situation on the board. I wonder if it's quite more useful than having, say, a 15 strength on this thing. This probably is. And then we can overstrength you to that. And if we went with that, we couldn't do it. Yeah. It'd be nice to have this Bren carrier. It moves through mountains, hills, and other such things much more readily than this lorry car. The problem is we need the slots. We don't seem to have them. Unless, of course, we were to utilize something other than this commando, which we upgraded to an engineer, but does indeed cost us 10 slots. Okay, so you have it says 10 slots. Okay, so maybe we'll just put you back into reserve, and then we'll give you a Bren carrier, and think on getting, well, we'll roll you back up to the maximum there. Let's see what we have. Utilize auxiliary infantry as opposed to that 10 slot pioneer that, or engineer that we just made. This thing again is sort of damage just waiting to happen. We could run another VB Spitfire, but I wonder really if we could upgrade to this contraption, which does better. There's quite a few slots. I wonder if it could compete with the 190A. Doesn't really seem all that much better. That's probably not worth it. What if we were to upgrade to, say, that 15 strength? We'll take some damage and still be able to carry on. We'll get you up to a maximum, or maybe a Wellington. Let's see. Let's see, we had, it looks like an increase. We have more range, a few more slots, some more prestige, more hard attack, which is good, making it soft and hard. Has some air defense, better against the ground. I'll take it. Let's do that. Let's see. We can top it out as well. Why not? We have 3 slots left. I think we can grab 2 here. That's all of our stock, I believe. It is. And we may as well max out our other artillery piece for no other reason. 2 points, I see. This is nice as well, this Bren carrier. We'd have to lose a point somewhere. Perhaps here. Can go like that. And then get a Bren carrier for this thing as it's a mountainous terrain. I think that probably will serve us better. Able to get to places and fire with our aggressive deployment and meticulous planning traits. I mean, my other choice is to bring out another fighter. an anti-air or some infantry, of which we have plenty relative to auxiliary. So why not overstrength these units so as to not lose them? That's what I'm thinking. We have first strike here, so we don't need to worry about being attacked so much. And now for the auxiliary units. We'll take 4 of these. And a couple of infantry. Maybe just standard. Take a standard infantry ×2. And a Bren carrier on either. And then we can take a couple of reconnaissance planes as well. And there we have it. Alright, so let's take a look at this map here. They can't reinforce or supply through this area here on the northern aspect. So if we get units across here, which is not really all that many, this lot here on this fortification or whatnot that look to be challenging to displace will essentially become suppressed and very easy to de-entrench with fighters or whatnot. You can split a fighter and de-entrench, or just go with a... You can split your artillery and go and de-entrench them at some point later in the game and not really worry. Just go back and deal with them at some point. And probably a lot of heavy-duty, high-end support units here that are worth quite a bit of prestige. We can go back and pick up on the back end, provided we're able to limit their supply. We'd need to be here, there, staggered every 2 hexes or thereabouts. We can split our units. We have quite a few of them, so it shouldn't be trouble. What is going to be trouble? Where's the trouble at? We need to find it. This base was detailed in the briefing as being a major hotspot. Let's see, we have... we'll just ignore this area. If these guys want to come down this way, we'll pivot over there and stick it to them. These guys, let's see, not entrenched, not entrenched, and not entrenched. They're probably... These guys will probably move down and try to put it to my poor engineer here on the river. We're going to pull back to this area here, let them come. Let's see what else we have. We'll have another air base forward here. It's good for us. We can hopefully take that and use it. Looks to be within air range of our primary air base there, which is the only one. Then we can use this air base to move forward here to this other. Once we take this central air base out, it's over for this aspect that I was just detailing for the supply. And this road here looks like it could be trouble, but we don't really have to go up there so much. We have auxiliary recons. We have our overstrength pioneer here that now has low profile as well, a minus 20% accuracy. And we can support it from this side of the river here, get up on these mountains here and such, use our artillery and or bombers. We'll take that at some point. We have 20 turns, and then these as well, sort of mountainous, but we have the pioneer. And it would look to be a slower operation than not with the singular pioneer, but with the meticulous planning trait and aggressive deployment, you can A, move and attack. You can move your full distance, and this fellow here, I believe, will have the Bren carrier. Does now, for no slots, because we have the 0 slots. So he can move quite some ways in hills and such, through forest because of the Bren carrier, and attack. with meticulous planning, even if he's stuck in his organic transport, he could move from here to like all the way down this road to here. Undeploy with meticulous planning from his organic transport and use the aggressive deployment trait to attack. Truth be known, actually you can use that with meticulous planning without aggressive deployment, but I'm not sure that's the intent of the game designers. And then if he takes damage, which he inevitably will, we could put a first strike there, but don't want to. Because we have meticulous planning, we can then, like say, go all the way back here and retreat from the combat area and then completely heal back up to a maximum value, go back and do it again the next turn. So I think we have one more upgrade. Let's see exactly what we can do. So leave those be. These are the same. We have that. It's not a lot here. We wouldn't want to do it anyway. We're not using them. We have not enough of any of those. We have these and those, and that's the size of that. What exactly is the maximum experience for this? I'm not really sure. Could swap out the hero here from this tank onto the Sherman and start to get it some experience, as we have quite a bit of it here. And then I would have to upgrade from one to the other. Downgrade the Cromwell, upgrade the... yeah, that's too many upgrades. So we'll just have to leave the Sherman be. I don't think we have a spare hero about. We don't. And, well, you'll get experience, or it will get experience at some point, and that's the way of it. Let's go ahead here and place some of these units. So these units here will be coming down, I think. We have sort of open plains here. We have sort of open plains here, but if we deploy our Cromwell tank towards this airbase, which is our main or primary objective, that leaves little need for the Sherman up here or here per se. So we can put the Sherman on nuisance detail up here against these units, which are essentially a nuisance relative to the Sherman, unless they get some backup somewhere. We'll find out. So we can put an auxiliary up here. Maybe we'll put a primary recon over there as well, or core recon, or two. Why not? We'll put a armor killer up there as well, as if it would do much, but who knows? It has a 12 heart attack. So we can now place a couple of auxiliary recons. Let's say an aux there. Our pioneer, let's see, lots of hills. We have a road, a city. Roll up this way, there's that airbase. We can place our pioneer here. Maybe an auxiliary infantry here, and say there. Our artillery where? We want to get a proper recon here. And it looks like our artillery is going to get placed in the central portion here, which is fine by me. We'll get you here. Our anti-tank will place we'll place it right here in case the enemy has ideas about getting armor down this way. So we have these two support mechanisms here for this infantry, and then we have really nothing to worry about with this Cromwell tank, at least in theory. I get a proper recon, say here, we'll get some AUX there, another auxiliary recon there, or whatnot. Let's see here. An auxiliary there. We have our overstrength Spitfire, our first strike Hurricanes, our recon planes, and the rest right there as well. And that is that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the enemy here has a forward airfield. Alright. 5 points. Alright. I think we can take to that river and then bounce off. So what if we go like that? 7 points. Let's see here. We could go up there. 1-7. We don't really know what's there. We have a way of finding out. We don't. I suspect that the enemy wants us to be brazen and roll up there with one of our would-be super units and whatnot, and then run into trouble, get bounced back onto this river, lose our movement, and then get ganged up on and surrendered or whatnot. But will not fall into that trap. What we need to do is eliminate you. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to do that unless, of course, we do and we don't. Alright. Let's see here. 06. We have you. 02. Up here we go. Found there's a lot of these airfields about, really. Alright. Let's thump this thing here. We'll thump it again. We'll go 04. Boom. Looks like we found some 190 fighters. Let's see how many we got. Oh, 190F tactical bombers. We have 3 now. Alright, we can go forward there and then undeploy. And it looks like we can, well, proceed in this direction, light that area. Yikes, they're everywhere. Okay. So what happens? We could go up here, but then we'd have no support. We don't know what's here. I suppose there could be something. There's nothing there. Other than you, a fighter, which is fine. Unfortunately, really, we have issues with this fighter because it's going to come and attack our artillery that have no air support or ability to defend themselves against. I think this pillbox has the same sort of spotting that recons do, if I had to guess. Spotting of 4, yeah. This thing has a 1, 2, 3, 4, so we'd want to keep our artillery out of range of these things. We'd also want to 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we get 1, 2, 3, 4, if we get here with our pioneers, not the most conservative thing that's ever been done here, but it may well get done nonetheless. We'll light this area up. There doesn't seem to be anything there. Let's see if we roll our other recon planes, say, over this way. There doesn't seem to be anything there either, other than you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So these guys are intent on not being seen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. So we'd have to go, say, here or here. Do we have the range? Apparently we do. And then you, we could pop that as well. Take less damage in return. And theoretically not be seen, provided this thing disappears. Which I believe it can be made to do. If we bombard it twice. I see. Why does it not want to disappear? We don't really know. Apparently we're going to take some damage. Unless... Nope, there's no way to get at this thing. We will be bombed. That seems to be the way of it. There's nothing that can be done or said to those characters. Let's see here. We can roll down this. What is this? Machine gun nest. Ground defense of 10. Okay. We may as well check our accuracy. 9.6 something or other. I see. That should make it better. 9.93 is better. Alright, we're stuck there. And apparently we're taking some damage from this, but can resolve it adequately so far as I can tell. And looks like we'll be bombed as well, unless we move up and destroy this thing. Looks like a straight tactical bomber that really has no business being out in the field by itself. So let's pop it. We can send you this way. And then let's see if there's no new air base. So we can't fast air base or fast rebase and get at this thing. So we may as well utilize our first strike hurricane here to apply some damage to you. Go up there and thump it. Boom. I think that we can also send our New Wellington up here to drop a bomb on this anti-tank weapon. Like so. So there are no roads other than sort of this back way. There's no reason we shouldn't send an auxiliary recon car up that way and catch up with these Canadians, I think they are. Let's see, we can send you up this way. And we can get you... Can you force march? Can you do it? He can do it. We could attack like so. And we'll do that. Pop this anti-tank there because we can. Out in the open, we really have no business being there. We'll pay a heavy toll, but maybe this guy leaves the city and then kerthump from the Cromwell tank. If he leaves this city, I think it's over for him, really. So we will also head up this way. Can you force march? You can do it. Let's do that. These Canadians, let's see. There's a mountainous terrain here. Maybe we'll get this fellow here forward there. I see. Now normally that would be very bad. It would be very, very bad, other than we have meticulous planning that says it's not so bad as all that, is it? So we can, holy moly, so 8 and 9, and then a 9. Uh-oh. 9 points, yeah. We do not want you. Oh, dear. You normal infantry. I say that we get the heck out of this area, having learned what we know now. Because I think that these guys would simply overrun our normal infantry. And I think they might be able to do the same to this heavy if we move them up there. What we need to do is capture this air base and then go and deploy our Air Force against this 17 centimeter. Or we'll, I think this unit will meet a grim end if it goes forward here. There's only one way to find out, really. But let's see, we'll take this fire 1 point and then what? It won't tell me. It won't tell me. Yeah. Would imagine at least 3 or 4 suppression points, making this unit even. Let's say if we go up here. I'm going to undo this, but yeah, 9 and 9, and then 9 and 9, or 8 and 9, and then it's over for that guy. So if both of these attack plus the artillery, it's over. But this way, I think they can. The Grenadier can't forced march. The Swear could go here, but not here and then there. And this Grenadier can come here. So there's only one that can attack this infantry until they move forward here. At which point we need to reevaluate our method. So what will we do? We'll go maybe over this way and to find out what's over there. There's nothing there. So I think that's probably a better idea. We'll proceed in this direction here, away from these mountains, as these guys apparently are a little bit off that way. We'll roll up here as well. Okay, so we'll leave that. Let's see, we've done this. We've done that, and now this lot here, I see. 1 point. Alright, well, that was just 7. I see. Why was that 7? So the you learn something new every day. Apparently, if a recon attacks, it no longer has as effective a reconnaissance ability. Say I attack there. That goes down to 6. Is that because the thing is now 9? Because the recon... I think it's because the thing is now 9. So we've done that. We can go here. I wonder if we could force march. We can do it. We'll take that out. Boom. And then this unit will take to, well, if it wants to take to the river there, we've got some for it. Let's see, we'll go up in this direction. And I think that is going to do it for the turn as well as the episode. Everyone has moved. Let's find out what goes on. Yep, there it is. And yep, there it is again. So there we have that. We've taken a singular hit here, and this unit seems happy to. Oh, 6 and 3. This fellow may have done himself in. So what sort of damage are you doing? That's a Canadian infantry and heavy infantry. So what if we go like that? Let's see, we have no suppression, so we can go say like that, and then retreat. And then what happens here? 3 and 4. Is it true? It's mostly true. And this is mostly true as well. I think it's truer, but we'll find out. We'll go with this. And then we'll meticulously undeploy from organic form and then do away with this guy, leaving this guy unable to finish the job. So perhaps we'll head back over in this direction, having fooled the enemy into a false sense of security. Wait a minute. We were going to end the episode because we are over the time limit. Yep, about 40 minutes in, so we've done away with that brazen infantry that stepped up. Canadians won their first glorious victory of the campaign. This area here, I think with the recon, I think the slot have had it, especially the Air Force as well. Let's see, yeah, it's not looking good for the enemy. This pillbox here looks like it's over for that, as well as this airbase in theory. That's more than a theory, it's over. Oh, let's see, 9 and 5. Looks good. That's going to do it for the episode. I hope to see you in the next one.